In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to recreate this organic vase using coffee as a speckle and as a stain. So before we begin, there's a few items that we will need to gather in addition to our air dry kits. We will be needing a piece of fabric or mat to work on, a small dish of water, some coffee, either ground coffee or plunger coffee, and lastly some boiling water. So here we've got our ball of clay. I like just to use a handful at a time when I am adding the speckle, just so that I can really work it into the clay. And in my dish here, I've got about 5 tablespoons of ground coffee that I'm going to work into my clay to create that speckle look. To start, just open up your clay and create a nice bowl. Then take a tablespoon at a time into your clay and then start to knead it all together. It does take some working, so just be patient to knead that all together and then roll it out into a nice smooth ball. As you can see, there's a speckle through my clay now, and if you can open it up, you can test to see if there's enough speckle throughout your clay body as well. From here, I would probably add only another teaspoon or 2, otherwise your clay will get quite crumbly as it starts to dry, making it hard to roll out and use. Now our ball of clay is ready to roll out into a slab, and I'm going to create a vase from there. Now my slab is all rolled out evenly. You can see there's just a few cracks around the edges, so you can go through with some water and just smooth those out if you need to roll that out further. Now we've got our cylinder put together, we can see that there are a few cracks starting to appear. So I quite like that look. I like the added texture that it does create. However, you do want to make sure that you don't have any cracks going all the way through your piece. If there are cracks that you need to repair, all you need to do is take some water and a wet sponge and rub that over your piece, and then taking your finger, blend in all of those cracks. Now we're going to do our coffee stain. So to do that, all I've got is a mug of hot boiling water, some espresso coffee, and of course my little piece that is now dried. Before I do start staining my piece, I just want to make sure it's completely dry. So just taking a little bit of water and just touching it on there, and if it dries up, starts to dry up really quickly, then it is good to go. To make up your coffee stain, all you need to do is just add 2-3 tablespoons of your espresso coffee or ground coffee. I have used plunger before, but it doesn't make as darker stain. So if you do have a ground coffee, that's definitely best. Once you've allowed the coffee to brew, you can then dip your piece into your coffee or take a paintbrush and brush the coffee on. Now just leave your vase to dry. I'll tend to go back through and re-dip about 5 times just to create that depth in colour. Just making sure that your vase is dry and that you're stirring your coffee in between dipping. Once you have the colour you desire and it's had a chance to dry, we're just going to go on through with an acrylic sealant to lock in that colour. Once your sealant dries, your vase is ready to use. If you've enjoyed this video and would like to learn more, follow us on Instagram at ClayPlayKits or Facebook at ClayPlay.